Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Heaven's Vault. Last episode, we arrived on this moon in the middle of the cyclone. No, we arrived the episode before that, but last episode we went and looked through that building that we found over there. Very curious. Someone did live there, but they died. There was also a second death, and we found a crown that we believe belonged to the Emperor. That said, now we need to finish exploring this place. First, though, we have a remark to make, apparently. I can barely see the rivers above, and yet there's something here. Which makes me wonder, what else is out here waiting to be found? Mistress, please, we should not linger. If anything were to go wrong out here, we would never be found. Someone would come looking for us. We're out here looking for Janaki, aren't we? Janaki is Miyari's friend. Are you? Honestly, I have no idea. Well, let's see if we can get over to this little location on the side here. This little shrine before we move further in. So, iolite crystals from the site of Renba's cache must have been mined during the Empire period, to make things like that brooch Renba found. There might be some evidence of that work left, or some artifacts from connected sites. It's a thought. There's another inscription. This one is a phrase run together. Emperor's something forever? I can add my translation for forever to my dictionary now. Watch, live, or sleep. Well, emperors live forever does kind of make some sense, I think. Emperors live forever. Emperors? Here? What are emperors doing out here? According to legend, the last emperor disappeared after Iox fell. He didn't die there with everyone else. Are you suggesting he came here? Why not? It would explain a few things. Not least that crown. So the last emperor killed the hermit who lived here. Then the emperor buried them in the dirt. We only know that the emperor outlived them. We do not know there was a murder. The emperors of Iox were all devout believers in the loop. To bury someone outside, instead of returning them to the rivers to be reborn, that's what you do to your worst enemy. If the emperor was hiding here, perhaps he did not want anyone returning to find him. It's an interesting idea. A little concerning. A stone pedestal with someone in it. It's Kibenya from Maersi. This site was linked to Maersi then. That's somehow how Renba found it. It's the goddess from Maersi, isn't it? Mistress, you can recognize her by her hat. That's not a hat, Six. It's an aura. You are correct, mistress. It is not a hat. Evidently, it is more technically a fascinator. A what? Let's see. Simply fashioned. Not a treasure, a functional item. Kibenya herself. Weathered, but not gone. Looks like there's some writing on it. It's impossibly small. This is the end of a longer line of text. Bless and Goddess? I believe you can be confident of your translation for Goddess now, Mistress. This one has a lot of symbols, but I think it must say bless. So we have Goddess, bless... But I've not seen anything even close to this last word. Plants, none, harvests, or itself. Simple enough. It does look like a plant. And a goddess of water blessing plants, which need water in order to survive? It makes sense. Goddess bless plants. The shrine itself is made of stone, but it's not the same stone as the moon itself. Is it as old as the building? The outer structure is, certainly, but the stone pillar, no. The buildings here are significantly older than the pillar. Brought by a later occupant, then. Whoever it was is who buried the original occupant, maybe. Moving to this moon must have been difficult. An important ritual object? Evidently, it is significantly more valuable than the goddess we found within. Very interesting. Well, there's a cave over here. Obviously, the building is at least 700 years old. And it's intact. Away from the rivers, there is little to disturb the stones. I have been observing the rate of weathering on them. Extrapolating, this building is older than the following of the Holy Empire on Iox. You know, Six, back on Iox, they say nothing is older than the Empire. That the Empire and the Fall are all that has ever been. If Iox does not believe in history, what is it they think you do? Iox believes in the loop. They believe that what has happened will happen again. They think I'm out discovering the future. Interesting religion, I can say that. It'll be dark in there. Renba? Nothing. I guess we're not gonna go in there. Well, only thing left to explore now is that smoke. Oh, I don't think there's gonna be anything over here. Probably not. No, definitely not. Alright, let's go investigate the smoke. I'm thinking our guess about Renba finding robots on Maersi must be wrong. That box was old artifacts, nothing to do with robots at all. Indeed, mistress. Then what was he doing? The smoke is this way. Oh. By all the moons and waters. It's a ship. I mean, it was a ship. Can we be sure this was Janiki's ship? No, mistress, but the circumstantial evidence is very strong. Did someone blast it from the sky? Really, mistress? That seems speculative, to say the least. What could do that? Eagles are supposed to breathe fire, aren't they? There are no eagles, mistress, as you well know. It seems quite apparent. It exploded on attempting to rise from the surface, mistress. The dangled pieces rained down at high velocity, ricocheted, and buried themselves in the dust. In short, I'm surprised there is anything left. Janiki? Most likely not. Renba didn't hop it down, he landed his boat. Tried to. Or else he wasn't able to return. There are traces of an explosive propellant, mistress. I suspect Master Renba attempted to detonate himself off the surface of the moon. I wonder why Renba didn't use a hopper to get down here. Landing his ship must have been almost impossible. Professor Mayari told us he had no robot with him. So what do we do now? Return to Iox and inform Professor Mayari, mistress. I suppose. I always assumed we would find Renba. I don't know. I assumed we'd find something. Not just wreckage. We have found something, mistress. But what this place is and why it is important, Perhaps you can take the matter up with Renba in his next life, mistress. Well, we can look around at the remains. Blackened. Presumably the ship was still burning as it fell. The fire here must have burnt up a lot of air. The remaining atmosphere is thin, mistress. Still, I believe the fire was extinguished before it consumed the whole ship. It's been torn apart. What could do this? I've never seen anything like it. This was the hull. It must have been an explosion, mistress. Enough to be seen on Maerzi. And Janaki? Mistress, there is no hope. Janaki must have been sailing when it fell. He cannot possibly have survived. What I can't figure out is this. What was Renba doing finding ancient sites? He must have been following some kind of trail, mistress. But how that trail began and where it was leading him, most unclear. What were you hiding, Renba? A good question, mistress. But he cannot hear you. Anything else over here? Something here. There's something wedged under here. Seems to have survived the fire. Please, please don't be an arm. Well, it's not an arm. A chipped silver coin engraved with a glyph, dating from at least the earliest Empire period? This must have been aboard Janaki's ship, another of his finds. I don't recognize the face, no Emperor I know. The front has been inscribed too. The precision required for this. This one is a broken fragment from a longer phrase. Of something worth? I can add my translation for worth to my dictionary. Of tiny, great, these are endless. You know, if this one is enormous, I think I'm seeing a pattern here. We have we, which has these 4 lines here, and enormous has 3 of them. Enormous seems to be size, with that icon there indicating size. So if those are enormous with 3 of them, then this one might be great. It makes sense. Of great worth. I'd hazard that this comes from the same site as the tablet and the compass that we discovered on the site of Renba's cache. People back then must have regularly visited both the 2 places. It must have burned for days. What do we tell Mayari? The truth, surely, mistress. Janaki is gone. Is there a way down? There might be more clues down there. I do not believe it would be wise, mistress. Indeed, I believe it would be quite the opposite. This channel comes up from the rock. The wellspring must be down there somewhere. The spring is dead now, mistress, and you are breathing the last air this moon has to offer. Janaki is not here, mistress. Neither is anyone else. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Do it. Well, we're ready to leave the moon. Stand by, mistress. Huh?
Darkness.
This is not the Nightingale. 6? I hate robots. I hate them. They always do this kind of thing. Right before they give you the speech about how it was for your own good. Mistress, you were about to step on a small ant. My ethical crew required me to pack you inside this packing crate. It's cold in here. There you are. Where were you? Mayari. Professor? Is that you? There is no one here. You are quite alone. You might confess your lie quite safely. I'm not Mayari. Mayari did not come. She would not face me. I thought so. She lies. She is not who she says she is. So who is she? She is just what she appears to be, and nothing more. She sent me to find Janaki Renba. There isn't time. I found something. Something that matters more than her lies. Tell Lexi there is a great darkness, an all-consuming hungry darkness, and it is coming. Darkness? There is an ancient place, an observatory. It is watching, and it holds the wires of our fate in its claws. An observatory? I will find it before the vault is lost. The robots know, but they don't remember. Someone long ago made certain they would not remember. Renba, just answer one question. Are you alive? I have no idea. You have my apologies, mistress. I do not understand the question. 6? Yes, mistress? I observe we are not back on the Nightingale. There must be something wrong with the hopper. I will look into it. This way, mistress. You don't remember how we ended up in here? Hoppers can misfire due to imperfections, mistress. The eye aboard your ship is quite old. And no one called you just now? Evidently not, mistress. I was talking to Renba. Just now, through you. Mistress, Master Renba is dead. Well, that was a little concerning. Although, given hoppers require line of sight to a hopper eye, I cannot see how we ended up in this spot. Some process of refraction, no doubt. There's light this way. I see where we are now. Although I still don't see how we got in there. We have found one more intriguing artifact here, the chipped coin. We have also found some evidence of one more new location, an unknown moon. Shall I try the hopper again, mistress? You think it'll work properly now? I thought it would work last time, but I do not see much alternative. Shall I use the hopper one more time, mistress? Do it. Leave the moon. Be ready, mistress. And so we left the surface of the ruined Hermitage moon near Maersi, with enough new evidence to find a new site. Well, that was quite a bit. Alright, continue. Aboard the Nightingale, we should sail to Iox and tell Mayari what we've seen, and I'm sure she wants to see the crown. But just look at this thing. The workmanship is beautiful. Evidently it is more than a simple crown, mistress. You're sure? I believe the metal is a casement for a mechanism of some kind. A mechanism. What kind of mechanism? Without opening it up, I cannot tell. Does it open? Not in any way I can see. But if it does contain a mechanism, I would expect a method by which it might be serviced. My friend Oroy on Elbereth might be able to help. She'd be able to open it up and take a look at it safely. The occupants of Elbereth are hardly trustworthy. I'm from Elbereth. I will bear that in mind. Oh, we can look at the things on the Nightingale here. The actual crown of the Empire. I think so, anyway. It's beautiful enough, but that doesn't explain what Renba was doing with it. From the mark outside the Hermitage on the moon near Maersi, I still don't know what it's made of. The necklace. The figurine. She looks at home here, but presumably she was fashioned on Maersi? Clay being a material derived from waterlogged mud. I wonder if the Maersians want it back. It seems like a wise idea. Look out there. It seems to go on forever. Mistress? What are the rivers, Six? Flows of oxygen, hydrogen, ice. Their velocity keeps them coherent. So why do the rivers wind? Why aren't they straight? I am unsure, mistress. Why does water swirl when mixed with wine? Evidently, it is most mysterious. The robe Janaki hid. I wonder if we'll ever know what was so special about this robe. Well, we can take to the river, or we can rest and have Six pilot it. Those are our options. Kind of a small ship here. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Alright. Let me take a look at the inscriptions for a second here. If we click solvable inscriptions, we can basically go to them and say, we know exactly what this is. So we solved Holy Emperor, and we solved Holy Water Goddess. Those are ones that we know. Unfortunately, everything else is unsolved, but at least we have some that are solved. We can investigate these at any time, but for now... Oh, wow! So we have the side from the mural, which we did narrow down, but we also have this unknown moon, which could be anywhere. Sheesh. Let's take to the river. I will ready the ropes, mistress. Well, I think we have a few options that we can do. We do. We have 4 options. I could return the figurine of Cabenia I found outside the Hermitage with... I could go there next, or Elbereth. My friend the mechanist Oroy lives in the Citadel on Elbereth. I know she'd want to take a look at this crown and see what it does. I could go there next. Professor Mayari will want to know what happened to Janaki, but I don't know how she'll take it, and whether or not I should show her the crown is another question. Janaki Renba's trail had led us to a painted map and a stone shrine from someone in Ghost's Wake. Perhaps that site will have some answers? I'll have to explore this yeah, we could go there. I think going to Elbereth might be the best idea. We've been through here, but yeah, Elbereth. We'll go to Elbereth and bring that crown in to have it looked at. Afterwards, we can go to Iox and report in on what happened. A slight detour doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. We'll plot a course, and once we arrive, I'll probably end the episode. I think I've got just enough time for that. The Cyclones, sailing to Elbereth in the Wires. There appears to be a trail in the water. The rivers are stronger here, mistress. Oh boy. Here comes some rapids. We're in a rapid. Ah. Let's hope that was the way we wanted to go. Oh, I could pass control to 6 for a time if I wished. But no, let's navigate normally. Oh geez. Not through it yet. Interesting that I could pass control to 6. There's an unexplored ruin there, and we missed it. Oh well.
They say on Elbereth, if you sail too far, you'll meet yourself coming back. But I've sailed plenty far, and I still don't know who I'm supposed to be.
Curious. What if the rivers aren't natural at all? What if they weren't created by storms or magnetic fields or anything like that? What else could they be? The path goes left shortly, mistress. What if they were drawn by a painter with a brush? How would such a thing be done? Imagine a ship dragging floes behind it the way a plow drags a furrow. A tapestry of cloud and smoke. The well springs drive the flows, mistress. Don't tell me you believe the well springs are natural. They exist in nature, mistress. This is an interesting little one. And we went through a rock. And back on the river proper.
For the longest time, Mayari didn't know about the Nightingale. I would hitch lifts with robot couriers to Elbereth, then slip away to play aboard the ship. Until one day, when Oroi reckoned she could figure out how to launch it. And of course, I didn't know how to stop. I pretty much crashed into the dock on Iox.
Set us down, 6. Elbereth. I could show the crown to Oroi. Indeed, if it can do something.
We landed in the dust, outside the great walls of Elbereth. No one looked up to watch us arrive. The people here only ever looked down.
So this is Elbereth. This was your home. This is my home. I have seen little but Iox, mistress. This is not like there. Are you so sure you understand, Iox? You've only just been activated. I've been there 10 years and I don't understand the place properly. Dirt, mistress, is dirt. Iox does not have it and Elbereth does. Oh, good faith to you. Good faith. How goes things? Well enough, thank you. Good faith to you. Alright. And with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll take our little walk through Elbereth and explore a bit. See what we can find. Should find some interesting things. But that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chester44. That is Aaliyah and 6. This has been a Let's Play of Heaven's Vault. And I shall see you all next time.